everyone, welcome to another Bronson Soapbox, and today I want to talk about release dates again because I've been playing an incredible game. One of the best games of the year, and if you have an Xbox One, you should absolutely go buy it right now. That's Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's easily in my top 10 for the year, may even be in my top 5. I absolutely adore it, and yes. But I noticed that it's not selling particularly well. It's doing okay, but it's not doing amazing. And I think a lot of that has to do with its release date. Earlier in the year, I talked about how you can have a lot of success when you don't try and cram all your games into September, October, November, early December. October, November, December, basically. September also. And this holds true for this game. It came out the same day as Fallout. And of course Fallout was going to blow this out of the water. So you're like, okay, well, they could put a week forward. Okay, then they're competing against Star Wars. A week back, Call of Duty. A week, let's say it went gold 3 weeks ago. All right, week back, Halo. Another week back, Assassin's Creed. There's always competition, and the only one that probably could have even stood a chance against was Assassin's Creed. And you're like, okay, well, then, like, your only other real option at that point is to go and throw it on another part of the year, and that's really what I think they should have done. I realize that Microsoft paid to get it exclusive on their platform for a certain amount of time, and they wanted to have a big marquee title with Halo and Forza for the year, but I think they would have benefited a lot more from throwing this out in January, when people still have leftover Christmas money and those sales are going on, and in this, especially this year, October, November, super packed, lots of other games people could have looked at. Not many people are going to be looking at like Tomb Raider and going, that's what I should be playing. In fact, a lot of the time they're going to be saying, nah, Fallout, or nah, Star Wars, or Halo, Call of Duty. Tomb Raider's kind of lower on the priority list, sadly. And in January, what's it competing against? Really, what is it competing against in January? Some weird fighting game from Exceed Games, Lego Games, in January or February, which games have come out there and sold really well in the past, as long as they were good games. Ni no Kuni is one that really comes to mind that was fairly recent. Last year, Monster Hunter. It's a matter of, marketing yourself well and saying, hey, there's nothing else out, come play this. Because, like I said, gamers play and buy games all year long. And it's a real shame when something like this happens. Especially because I think it's a lot better than Star Wars and a lot better than Fallout. I played those games. Star Wars, it has kind of limited customization unlockable options, and it's very thin on content. Fallout, it's a buggy mess. I've had fun with it, but still a buggy mess. And Tomb Raider is just this incredibly well-crafted game with high production values that looks great and plays great and has all this content. And I just, from the start of that game to the finish of it, I was enthralled, and I actually kind of want to go back and do all those challenge tombs and go look back at it. I don't feel that way about Star Wars. I played Star Wars for, a couple of hours, and I'm like, cool, it's the same thing on the same maps. I love Star Wars. This is a good recreation of the battles. If I was not renting it and I paid $60 for it, I would have been pissed. Fallout, lots of content, but it kind of varies in quality, and if you aren't into the town building feature, that game kind of falls apart a little bit. Call of Duty and Halo, that's a shooter. It's a different style of game than this. It's not really single player. You could say the same about Battlefront, but those games are actually, in my opinion, really great games. Even COD, actually. So my thing for this, if you're a big AAA publisher, once again, January to August, there's nothing there. Just seize the day. If this would have came out in February, everyone would have been talking about it. Every single person. But instead, it's competing against Fallout, which that game sold I heard it was like 12 million copies in a day or 750 million in a day, something like that. And then like you're competing against Call of Duty, which is yearly one of the top sellers, and then Star Wars, which is the biggest media franchise period. Um, yeah, it was just it. I get their logic. Like, okay, like Tomb Raider, like out of all these games, Tomb Raider's a big action game. Fallout's kind of a slower paced thing. We'll put it up against that. But especially because the Xbox marketing dollars they're paying to market Fallout as an Xbox game, so that was also dumb on Microsoft's part. It's like, okay, we're partnering with this third party to market this as though this is our game, and we're also going to shove our exclusive out the same day to die, is what you're saying. Um, yeah. So and rant like publishers go release games in January to August. Delay them. Like Tomb Raider, like is an amazing game, but there's some things that could have been better with like a couple months worth of tuning. Don't see why not, and you would have ended up with more sales in the long run. So yeah, moral of the story: release games from January to August, and if you haven't played it yet and you have an Xbox One, go get Rise of the Tomb Raider. And if you have a really good PC or PS4, get it when it comes out next year. This game deserves every last bit of praise it's been getting from the few people who have played it. And it's just a tragedy that it is not selling the amount of copies it deserves. And I want a sequel. These first two games in this Tomb Raider reboot have been awesome, and I want to keep them coming. But Square Enix won't keep them coming if they sell like crap. Anyway, that's been my soapbox. I'll be back next week with something. Please follow us on Facebook at The Gamer Access, or Twitter at The Gamer Access, Facebook.com, look up The Gamer Access, and Twitch.tv/The Gamer Access. There's a donation page. You can donate to us. You can donate to charity. We obviously prefer charity, but if you want to give us money too, we use it for things like E3 packs, camera equipment, capture cards, better microphones. Talk to you next week.